guys, this is Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of Air. So, let's jump right back in. Her voice was as calm as ever, but the lady realized Uraha's intention and smiled. I would like to see what you have to show me. Alright, in that case. Kanna retrieved something from her inner pocket. Do you know of these, Mother? These are beanbags for juggling. Oh, you already know. But I'm not good at playing with them. Oh, then be surprised! I've already decided a long time ago that I'll show you my juggling when I meet you. Kanna leaned her mother back against the stone wall. Then she sat down, with her back against the forest where her mother could see her well. The slanting moonlight lit up Kanna. The first beanbag flew into the air. Oh no. This is gonna be so fucking sad. 1, 2. But the third one missed her hand and dropped to the ground. I can do this! She picked up the beanbag and resumed her stance. Memories came back to me. The day when Kanna first laid her hands on these beanbags. I will succeed this time, Mother! Hey! Can I do that as well? You won't know until you try. With a little practice, you'll definitely become good at it. Do teach me right away. Once again, a beanbag slipped through her fingers. This time for sure! She picked it up immediately and tossed it back into the air. It's boring to play by myself. Don't you have your toys? I'm tired of them. Those beanbags are the only things you don't get tired of. Aw. 2 beanbags collided in the air and fell on Kanna's head. Her mother watched her with a smile. The sight of her child all grown up brought light to her eyes. Oh no, I'm starting to cry, guys. This time for sure, I'll do it this time. Hey! I want to get better at it. You will become an expert if you practice every day. Will you watch me juggle again? Definitely. I'm always here to watch whenever you will. I'm sorry, guys. All these screenshots. She could not succeed, no matter how many times she tried. Why won't you cooperate? My mother's watching. Why won't you cooperate? She brought the beanbags close to her face and lectured them. I've trained for so long. I've trained just for this day. Why won't you listen to me? Undaunted, Kanna gritted her teeth and resumed juggling. Hey! She did not even try to control her breathing and posture anymore. She repeated her actions without success, as though she were possessed. Kanna must have realized that her mother would not be with her for long now. Uraha's body was trembling. She was trying to stop herself from rushing to Kanna's help. There was nothing we could do for her. Kanna has to brave this alone. She threw the beanbags clumsily into the air. Yet there was no way she could catch them with her shaky hands. There was no way she could see the beanbags in front of her with her tear-filled eyes. So the only thing I could do was pray to the beanbags. Please, I beg of you, just this once. Please fly for Kanna's sake. After countless failed attempts, her mother's lips moved. You are good at it. You must have worked hard for this. Her voice was feeble, and her eyelids lowered. Mother? Her eyes opened again, summoned back by her daughter's call to her. Go on. Calming her laborious breathing, she whispered softly with a face of true happiness. I am always watching. All right. Reassured, Kanna nodded and returned to her juggling. The lady watched Kanna as though she were dreaming. It might be that she could no longer feel pain. She beckoned to us with a weak gesture. Uraha, please, don't take me as a heartless mother. Yes, Uraha bowed deeply. Ruya, you don't need to bury me. Don't touch my body and just leave it here. Sorry guys, I'm wiping away tears so I can actually see what I'm doing. I hesitated to reply. Someone of her status should not be left rotting in the wild. After all, she was a proud descendant of the winged beings. I will be with her until her last moment. I have no further wishes. Her face was ghastly pale under the moonlight. Except perhaps to share with her the feeling of soaring side by side through the summer sky as our hearts desire. Her eyes closed. Her journey had come to an end. All 3 beanbags dropped onto the ground. Mother? With her wide open eyes turned into an expression of shock, and yet she still reached for her beanbags. Unable to witness any more of this, I rushed to her side. Kanna, that's enough! That's enough! Let me go! Let go! She brushed off my hand and reached for the beanbags again. My mother won't lie. She said I'm good at juggling. Wouldn't that make her a liar if I'm not? I have to do this. My mother, she's watching me. She's always watching. Her mother will always be watching her so long as she juggles. And if she can do it well enough, perhaps her mother will open her eyes once more. Lady Kanna! Uraha slapped Kanna across the cheek. With that, Kanna finally returned to normal. I looked into Kanna's eyes and told her, your mother has left this world. She's still here! She's no longer here. Kanna looked longingly at her mother. Soft moonlight laid upon her lifeless face. When she had taken on the color of the soil, the grass, and the inanimate, finally it came to Kanna. Her mother was gone. She won't open her eyes again? She won't smile at me again? She won't wake up even if I command her to? There's no one in this world who can fulfill that command. Even if I am the one who wished for it? Even if I wish for it, it won't come true? I had to be honest with her. Some wishes just can't be fulfilled. The moonlight filled every nook and cranny of the forest. Kanna stood beside her mother's body, offering her last respects. She pulled out the arrow that was stuck to her mother's chest. With her sleeve, she wiped away the blood on her mother's mouth. She then placed the 3 beanbags on her mother's heart. The lady looked so serene in death that as it was as though she was saying that such an offering was enough. Kanna stood up and turned toward me. Ruya. She calmed her voice and spoke to me. That was what her mother had passed on to her. Compassion, strength, and the pride of being a winged being. You have my gratitude for keeping me safe all this time. We've not been together for long, but Words were no longer necessary. Ruya! Mother! Kanna cried. She clung to me and started sobbing. My clothes became wet with her warm tears. Kanna! I touched her head with my right hand. Ah, god dang it! I'm like sobbing over here. Gently, I stroked silky black hair. Then I hugged her tight. She quivered in my arms and cried. Her fingers tightened on my clothes. This girl might have wings on her back, yet she was just like any ordinary girl. The wind began to pick up. The earth-shattering war cry had resumed. Their gruff voices echoed through the land. The impeding doom sent ripples of pain down my wounded back. Pangs of guilt, born from my worthlessness, was lashing at me with whips. I whispered to Kanna while still holding on to her. This isn't over yet. Nothing was over yet. Not until I bring Kanna out of this place. Not until I lead her to the happiness she so deserves. I could no longer recognize which way we were going. The sight of torches and the sound of armor had many a time blocked our path. This way! We changed direction each time, running blindly through the mountain. Uraha's face looked grave. As someone who was more observant than I was, she might have realized we had nowhere to run. We stopped and sat down at the same time. There was no hope of escaping. Here, Sir Ruya. She handed me a canister of water, but I waved it away. I'm fine. Let Kanna drink it. I was the one most out of breath among the three of us. The wound on my back was about to start bleeding again. The one task to guard the group had become the burden. Nothing felt more frustrating. Drink! That's an order! She thrust the canister in my face. I took it from her and shook it. This is all the water we have? Yes. All right, we'll share it. We took turns to drink the little bit of water we had left. Before long, we were leaning against each other. The tree was sparse, and the view was good. A cluster of Koya temples sat on the side of the mountain opposite us. The hazy moonlight made them resemble paradise. The three of us leaning on each other like this. It's as if we're one happy family. Uraha gave me an incredulous look. Why are you looking at me like that? Didn't you once say that a real family sticks so close together that they can hardly breathe? I did, didn't I? I kept my senses sharp while chatting with Uraha. The cool night air was mixed with the smell of resin and smoke. Soon, the army would be all over us. It was a sudden question. Kanna spoke out of the blue. Do you have any wishes? Wishes? Let me see. I pretended to ponder, but my wish was certain, which was to break out of this encirclement, even at the cost of my life. I must let Kanna leave this place alive. I have one wish. I want to live with the two of you forever. She was as optimistic as ever, but I decided not to say that out loud. That's a good idea. We can look for... Sorry guys, I have a cough drop in my mouth right now. We could look for a peaceful land and build a small retreat for ourselves. Don't worry about food. I can farm rice or hunt animals. We can also become fishermen if we live close to the sea. The sea, huh? If we're living near the sea, the warm sea in the west is a much better spot. That sounds like a lovely place to live in. Uraha spoke in a dreamlike fashion, as though we were already standing right in front of our new home. Kanna leaned forward to ask me, What does the sea look like? You don't know what a sea is. I've heard it's a pool of water, large beyond measure, but I've never seen one myself. It's more like a big pool of salt water. Are you making fun of me again? What he said is true. That's not all. The sea is as broad as the sky. Incredible! It contains all the breams and abalone you can ever eat. Are you telling the truth? As the one who's going to be fishing, I'm not too happy to hear that. We can sit around the fire and grill them with salt. In the winter, we can also eat the snow on the roof. You could try, but you may get a tummy ache. We chattered on, making full use of whatever little time we had remaining. Footsteps are coming from all sides. Are they the Imperial Army, Koya's warrior monks, or the samurai of Azuma? I shot Uraha a look, telling her not to turn back this time, even if I were to die. She has to take Kanna out of here. But Uraha began to talk about lofty dreams again. Those villagers by the sea may have summer festivals as well. Yes, they have them everywhere. The next time, let us all dance together. True, it's boring to just watch. I slowly put my hand on my sword. Uraha reached for her dagger in her clothes. We could not reveal our fear to Kanna. So I painted a picture in my mind. It was a night in summer, with the full moon shining high above. There were the and the festival music. Flames and laughter were rising to the sky. Kanna was dancing fervently. She was so clumsy at it that it hurt to look, so Uraha stepped in to teach her. I simply laughed and swayed to the music. This is a dream! Kanna's voice brought me back to reality. She moved away from us and stood upright. My dream? She stretched out her arms, taking the whole world into her, as though she were trying to take in each and every word that was said here. Not all of the dreams are sad dreams. It has been fun. Kanna! She looked odd. Stay where you are. Stay? Hey! Kanna drew close just when I stood up. I've forgotten about my wings after spending time with you. She undid her clothes and let them fall onto the ground. A ripple of air enveloped her naked body. Our lips met. Her warmth and the shivering of her lips was made known to me. Did I do that right? She asked Uraha uncertainly. Still a little uncouth. But she nodded. I want to live with the two of you forever. She must have realized it all when she said that. She knew that Kanna would be leaving us. This is my last command to you. Live on, happily, until the end. Her wings spread and burst into light. Ah, no! The air swirled with Kanna at the center, a messenger from the sky. The brilliance was fitting for that name. Those exquisite wings were a sign of their dominance and superiority. The wind grew stronger, such that it was hard to keep my eyes open. It danced, rampaged, and threatened everything that stood in its way. Even the trees and the earth were groaning in pain. The soldiers were mercilessly thrown into the air. The wind had formed a wall completely encircling Uraha and me. Kanna! I could not hear my own shout, so I could only watch. Her feet had left the ground. She was rising into the air. A sudden gust of wind forced the army to run for cover. Kanna Kanna flew low in the sky before them. It was as though she were displaying the might of her wings to the foolish humans. And then I realized what she was doing. Kanna was doing what I had done some time back. She had decided to use herself as bait to allow us to escape. Damn! I got up to run, but Uraha stood in my path. Saruya, you mustn't go after her! What? Please understand Kanna's wish. She wants you to live on. Her words put me at a loss. But I'm her guard! Uraha did not look away from my eyes. Not anymore. To Lady Kanna, you're already... She looked towards the sky. A full moon hung in the center. Kanna's silver wings sparkled like jewels in the moonlight. Gosh, dang it! I'm crying so hard right now as she slowly ascended. A chat rumbled from the mountain facing us. It was a curse of a few hundred monks chanting in unison. They wanted to imprison the demon that was let loose. The wind dwindled, and the light from Kanna's wings began to fade. Yet Kanna continued to flounder like a newborn chick. The soldiers who were laying prone on the ground got up and readied their bows and arrows. Now's the time! Shoot her down! You wretched demon! A rain of arrows ascended toward the sky. Feathers scattered as Kanna's body doubled over in pain. I got her! She's hurt! Shoot her! Shoot her down! Kanna! I lost myself and shouted. Fly higher! Higher! Kanna moved higher. In order to bring our unattainable wishes to the stars, the curse grew louder, coiling around her like a poisonous snake. At that moment, there was a burst of light. But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. I'm so sorry that I had to leave it here, but we're all out of time. So if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. By subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!